Okay, so Charles Smith II. I tell you, so we met when I first got here in Dallas
Yes.
in 2014. And I don't know if you were doing a show or whatever, but I was just like, oh, this man is magical. You like you've always had this really strong
Yeah.
presence, a strong aesthetic, a strong vision.
Yeah.
Um, from 2014 to now,
hmm
how do you think that you've evolved as a person, as a designer?
hmm No, absolutely. Whew, so much.
Yeah.
Like so much. Like
hmm
it's really insane. I think because like, when you first start off as a creative, as a designer, and then let alone when you actually kind of actually have like a gift and that talent just kind of naturally where it just oozes out of you. You never
Right.
like the ideas are limitless, and then you have so
Mhm.
many ideas, and now you got to figure out like how to like output those ideas. And then as you do that, you grow along the way. You understand how to like, fine tune things. And again, that's just the creative part.
Right.
Then eventually now you got to figure out the business.
Yes.
Which for me now that's where I've been at. Because when I say I've been doing this, what like I want to say, yeah, probably like 13 years now, I think,
Yeah, I
or
was
something
gonna
like
say,
that.
so when did you kind of officially,
Yeah.
start?
Like, I mean, I feel like to say like I officially started in like, well, it's probably longer than that because like I want to say like 2011, where I say like the journey of it began because
hmm
that's when I
hmm
ended up going to the Art Institute of Dallas.
hmm
Even though like I was already in fashion like as a model, so I mean I had been in like high fashion since I was like 14, and was with elite model management and went
hmm
overseas and did the whole like fashion week circuits and all that. So I've been in it from like a observational, I guess, like point of view, and just being a model, being backstage and just like paying attention to just like my surroundings. Again, not knowing I would ever be a designer at that time. I just thought I was gonna be like the first basketball model or something like at the time because basketball was like heavy in my life at
Yeah.
that point in time in my life. So I've had like so many different lives.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would say like from then to now, I've definitely leaned. I like it was like, I kind of took, I won't say I took a step back. I just took
hmm
time, you know, to now it's like I spent this first part of the journey like making my vision clear
mm
and the aesthetic and the message and just kind of how I do things and just the energy of it. I feel like that part is that I can do that in my sleep now,
hmm
but I've took like the
It's so clear.
past, yeah, very clear, very clear,
hmm
but I've took like, and then there's stuff like people haven't even a part of my design, like, I would say like energy that people haven't even still really seen,
hmm
so you just kind of do what you can do with what you have and then you put that out. But obviously there's always like more. And again, when people see what they see, they still put you in a box just because of the way the human mind thinks. But
hmm
I'm just like, there's parts of my design, like just creativity that I haven't even been able to show that I plan on showing with like the next collection for sure.
mm
That definitely will like be like, oh shit, okay. Because it's like as much as like, I hear the streetwear thing, and don't get me wrong, I don't take like offense to the streetwear thing. I
hmm
get it, but at the same time, I always call myself more street chic because
mm
I kind of blend the two of just like where I come from, being from Harlem, but also like my European upbringing. So I kind of like I've always feel like I've like mixed the two in there. But I feel like I haven't been as clear to show, I guess, the more like people have seen like my demi couture in kind of small bits, but
hmm
like in the sense of like I would say like the more elegant couture side or demi couture side of like I haven't really shown like a full out collection where it's just like it's mainly that like and I actually will limit the streetwear and like in the next one where people will actually see a more tailored, a more I would say like just a more like elegant side, a more romantic side, but still with like the strength and still the all black. Like you still gonna see like the things that define the DNA of what Smith II has
Right.
always been, but you'll just see it like times a thousand. Like it's like the vision that you've had that you've been wanting to do, but you couldn't do at a time. But now that I'm in a certain different space and then wanting to show, I guess, a mature side of the vision, that people will be able to see that other side of me in a
Hmm.
more clear way. So I definitely would want to say like that definitely, I mean, that's just, that's evolution, like as a
Yeah.
creative, is
Yeah.
that, and me, I never like people to think that they know me. So that's like another thing too,
Love it. Yeah. Keep them
So
guessing.
exactly. It's like the moment they think they know, it's
Hmm.
just like you see the show, you see the collection, you like, damn, I didn't even know he had that in him. Like I didn't even
Yeah.
know, because it's like I haven't done a runway show in 4.5 years, like one that I've like solely produced myself. But I like
Mm.
usually do like I usually like do my own shows, so it's been 4.5 years, which is
Oh,
a long time for
yeah.
me.
Like it's been since I've seen a Smith the
Yeah.
Second
Yeah.
runway. Yeah.
No,
Okay.
it's definitely been a minute. But yeah, now I feel like since that time, like you said, was since the question, since
Hmm.
2014 to now, I would say like I definitely been more focused on like the business side of my company and the business and the brand and everything. Just
Hmm.
like when it comes to like the financial side, raising capital, which
Hmm.
I wish that was something I would have learned on the very front end of like
Right.
the creative of like this vision and me being able to like nurture. I wish I just would have nurtured that part of the vision a lot earlier,
Mm.
opposed to
Hmm.
like later on, because it's just you start to realize and understand. Because then it's like once you get to that point of understanding that, once you've been dipping in your creative bag for so long, you start to realize like especially when you want to make it a business and make it a viable business, and then
Hmm.
you actually know you have like a vision for a long time legacy line, that business becomes way more important than you ever like could have imagined,
Yeah.
so, and that's where like I've been at the past like few years, honestly. I want to say even when I had got the when I was a part of the program that I went to St. Louis and did the incubator
Oh, right, right,
program.
right. Yeah, the incubator. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like,
Hmm.
and even before then, I was kind of hitting that point where I feel like I was hitting a glass ceiling, because it was like I feel like I hit a certain point, and it was just because I didn't know more about like the business, the infrastructure of
Hmm.
fashion, of a fashion brand, let alone like the operations and then the roles of operations like within the infrastructure.
Hmm.
It's just like understanding like what does that look like? What are those called? What are the names of each person's position? What's
Right.
the salary? What like that seems like a black hole when you just don't know what you don't know. So, and it's just as much as the incubator like wasn't as I would say like, because I don't want to like bash it, because
Hmm.
it definitely, I think they definitely like, what did they say? They said they put the I don't know, something before the horse, or something, the cart before the horse. Yeah,
Right
yeah, yeah, they
before
put
the
the cart
horse.
before the
Yeah.
horse with that
Hmm.
situation. But it's like through the depression of all of that,
Hmm.
I definitely was able to get a PDF out of it that actually like gave me some level of clarity, and
Uh-huh.
then I matched that with just the relationship I was in at the time, because she
Hmm.
happened to be in finance and work
Hmm.
with these huge companies with millions and billions of dollars and stuff. And if it wasn't for like that PDF and her kind of like giving me the vocabulary, or showing me and helping me research the vocabulary of the finance world,
Mm.
I would still be stuck.
The
I would still be
PDF,
stuck.
the
Yeah.
magic of a damn PDF.
Yeah. It's like
But
marrying,
it,
like,
yeah, it's like
obviously.
that one
Yeah.
single source of truth, basically,
Yeah.
for your
Yeah.
branding, for your
Well, I
identity.
would say it's like the Holy Trinity, because it was like marrying what I knew with
Okay.
the PDF and then
Uh-huh.
her background
And
in
then the
finance.
finance piece.
And yeah, and
Yeah.
it was literally just like that. And I feel like because it had to start with me, then I had to go there, even though it didn't work out the way I wanted to, but to some weird way, I still kind of got what I wanted. But
Mm-hmm.
then even to like make that puzzle like fit even more, like she kind of helped me understand the vocabulary of the finance world. And then that, with my, just me being who I am,
Mm-hmm.
once I understood what those words are, so then what to look for, what
Mm-hmm.
to research, and then it's like the world just kind of like opens up like after that. As
Yeah.
far as like understanding what certain things were that were always in the, like say like LVMH and what they actually are, when
Mm-hmm.
you think about the business of it all and the
Yeah.
acquisition of it all. So it's just like stuff
Mm-hmm.
like that that like I always knew what LVMH was, and I knew like they owned a lot of the houses. But
Mm-hmm.
when you start to understand like the real acquisitions behind it, it wasn't just fashion. It's like they own Hennessy, they own
This is
a
huge.
50% like stake in Armand Briand, which is Ace of Spades, which is Jay-Z's
Yeah.
liquor brand. So it's just like watches, luxury goods. Like it's like it just you start to understand what it all is, and then you start to understand there's other different private equities and VCs and different and when it comes to that space and how those exist and then what to look for. And then okay, now it's like okay, now you understand capital to some degree, but
Mm-hmm.
now you got to like understand how to pitch it, how to put it all together in the sense, especially because, and then you understand like seed funding, pitch decks,
Mm-hmm.
Series A funding, Series B, but like when I say like all of this, just like
Yeah. And it's so funny to me
yeah,
because not funny, but amazing to watch because I remember when we first met, you talked so much about Paris and about,
yeah,
wanting to be,
yeah,
that couture house in
mm-hmm,
France. And so now you are understanding more of like the
yeah,
behind the scenes,
like
what that
how it
takes,
works.
how it works, and
Yeah.
so has your dream shifted at all or changed now that you have more information?
Well, I mean, then it comes to because at first, it's like I think most designers always want to work for a design house for the most part. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying like that's completely out of the question.
Mm-hmm.
But when you start to think about like ownership, let alone black ownership, and
Mm-hmm.
then on top of that, understanding that there's no like design house of that caliber that
Right.
is purely black owned.
Mm-hmm.
Like it doesn't exist. I mean, people can say, I mean, don't get me wrong, like Olivier Rousing, like he was like, he was a black creative director, obviously like
Mm-hmm.
Virgil, but as far as like, but they didn't own it though.
Right.
They
Yeah.
managed it.
Right. Yeah.
It's I'm talking about owning it. Like, that's a whole different thing.
Yeah.
And then even when you think about like the black designers that are in it, I would say, and
Mm-hmm.
then or some that have been in it and now like they've kind of waned or kind of faded away, or something happened, whatever. And it's most of the time it's because of like understanding the bottom line, understanding
Yeah.
the business,
Yeah.
and then understanding how to like
Capital.
move this industry forward that still marries, the finance with the creativity.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's a lot of ways that like I don't even want to say because I don't want nobody to steal my ideas. But there's just a lot of ways that the industry today they still not have not done in so many notable, legacy
Mm-hmm.
brands. Cause the ideas that I have, if I were to take them to like a Chanel or a Vuitton or like Balenciaga or Jean Baptiste, like any of these like big brands, like their bottom line could increase like 100, 300, 3,000x, like with the type of
You
ideas
need
that
you
I
need you need to
have.
slip them a contract in a PDF in another little PDF.
Well, that's the thing, and that's why like I want to be able to like raise the capital for my brand,
Right.
because even with like my seed fund and pitch deck, I have like the whole thing, from just literally just all the slides,
Mm-hmm.
and then obviously at the end of it shows like what I'm trying to raise as far as like just in the seed funding level, which for me is at 11.5 million. So if anybody sees this and I'm making sense and you feeling the vision, feel free. I have it ready. It's in my
Yeah.
phone, it's in my laptop. I got it in like three, four, five different places. It's on my hard drive. I'm ready to pitch it. I'm ready to present. So it's just like I have like literally in me. And for some people, the 11.5 million sounds like a lot. Don't get me wrong, like it's still a good sum to start with, like for sure. But when you think about like luxury fashion at the highest levels,
Yeah.
and the
Yeah.
reason you got to have so much capital because you can't like silo parts of it when you're trying to like create a viable company and a business and a brand, let
Mm-hmm.
alone that you start hiring people. There's so much to it and it all has to move at the same time.
Right.
I can't
Mm-hmm.
just like do this and then not have this part or do this and not have this part or have some like to really like have the impact that it has to have,
Mm-hmm.
because also while you're like working on this collection, you already gotta have kind of this already ready to go.
Yeah. It's a constant.
So it's just like, yeah, it's like Wall Street. It never sleeps. It
Mm-hmm.
keeps going, but at the end of the day, it's like because of the way of my vision and what I have planned, it's like there'll be so many things going at once, but in a compartmentalized and a controlled, not non-volatile way of like
Mm-hmm.
how I would like sell everything, and then obviously the planning and the strategy and the logistics of it all. Like I found a way to understand how to like not do over what I'm able to do,
Mm-hmm.
but also like make it make sense in the sense of obviously the bottom line, obviously the impact, the culture impact, but also like keeping it like relevant even like after like that's done, and then already kind of having something ready to like go even when that's because obviously just with me, I because how I used to practice doing collections like during the seasons, like when it's like the fashion weeks. Like I used to do that. I don't do that no more now because
Mm-hmm.
you really got to have money to keep up with like a schedule like that, like
Right.
on another level. So, and as I've kind of like gone through that, it's like I started cut it out to like doing like two a year. But
Mm-hmm.
since like now I've had took time to kind of like, I still have my like online website stuff and stuff I'll sell here and there. But
Mm-hmm.
that was because, like I said, I did step back just so I can like learn more of like the business side of everything.
Right. Yeah.
And then when you do that, you do kind of have to like, I guess like you do have to like you just do have to like step back and take a moment because that is a learning process in itself.
Mm-hmm. And I
Even like
think
putting the seat.
it's crazy to think that creatives, like especially, uber creatives also
Yeah.
have to have this uber business mindset. Like it just hardly ever, it exists within the same person.
No,
And so you really
no, they
have to
don't.
come up with resources, people, teams,
Yeah,
to balance out those areas. So have you started to,
yeah.
kind of gather like your people to sort of,
Oh yeah, in a way, it's like
hmm
they're there. I haven't say I like activated them yet or nothing like
hmm
that, but it's like I have had conversations with them as I've been when I had put the seed funding pitch deck together. So when I do like pitch it, it's
hmm
like say like I secure the funding, and that like they would be ready to like go.
right, yeah.
So
hmm
yeah, and then I've put together these like renderings for like pop ups and stuff like that. Like, so
hmm
my friend that's like he's an actual architect. He did like a rendering for me that I was able to put in there so they can actually see like
hmm
something, and then even things that can also I have ideas that are like fashion related, but also can be like patented. Also like
mm
as far as like inventions to some degree. That haven't even been done like in fashion. So marrying tech as well,
I love that.
obviously, so
Yes.
having that like tech aspect is always a plus with,
hmm
people in the investor world, and things
hmm
like that, because tech is always the one industry that gets the most funding for everything for the most
Right.
part,
And
so
the
fat
people with
that
the
which,
money a lot of
yeah,
times don't always understand the viability of fashion. So
yeah,
that's why it's also hard to raise capital. So when you're merging it with another
yeah,
industry like that,
let alone like
it really helps.
getting a meeting is hard
Right.
because it's just
Because
like
they're like a fashion
they see
brand, we're gonna be
fashion.
gone in 6 months.
Exactly. Like they think like, oh, it's just a bottomless pit.
Right.
And I completely understand because a lot of the thing is why it becomes that because there's so much creative without really, I guess, like designing with the bottom line in mind.
hmm
And I get like I'm not saying design with money on your mind. Like, I'm not saying that because I know you because I can't even like when I'm working on when I know I have to do it all, I can only like kind of compartmentalize when I'm in creative collection mode. But I mean, I do all the strategic planning even before I start like say like sketching or doing certain things.
hmm
That way, like when I am just in sketch mode or in designing mode or sewing mode or whatever, like I can solely stay there.
Right.
And then
Yeah.
once I get to a certain point, then I can kind of like go back into like the strategy for like the last bits
hmm
of it or whatever. So I've learned to like compartmentalize and strategize and kind of like plan out in that way
hmm
so it doesn't like overwhelm my brain and my spirit like all at the same
Yeah.
time. So because it is a lot. It is a lot. And I get like why most creatives don't like most creatives are it's just because you go to art school, that's if you go to art school. That's if
hmm
you even go to design school at all. It's just like you just have all the ideas, but you're not really like understanding the business. Now you may understand the hustle, but you don't understand the
Right.
business. The business is a whole different
hmm
thing because then you have to understand how to put the infrastructure of the business in play. For let
Exactly.
alone having the business ready for any type of like investment whatsoever.
hmm
Especially if it's coming from an actual institution of some sort. There's a lot of things you have to have like already done,
Right.
before you can even secure that capital from any type of corporation.
Yeah.
That's if you choose to
You
even
need a
do it
proof
that
of
way.
concept. You need a proof of
Yeah,
concept a lot of times. So,
but even just like the back end of just like making
hmm
sure all your paperwork and documents and your
hmm
lawyers got everything together and stuff. I mean, just all of that part, making sure the business account and all, like, I mean, just everything has to be zipped up
yeah.
tight, to for them to have for them to have the confidence to make sure that you won't like misappropriate these funds, even though
hmm
some usually like the corporation they will kind of like assign like a CFO to some degree to like
hmm
oversee the accounts and the distribution of like the funds and everything. So it's like I started to understand like kind of how all that like works. So
So going
yeah.
back to like your ownership conversation, do you have sort of like a limit? So you're, looking for VCs to sort of,
Uh,
support this. Do you have sort of a cap of ownership of, you know,
like how much I willing to like give up as far as like percentage
right,
wise.
yeah. hmm
I mean, yeah,
You
for
don't have to
sure.
share the number or anything.
No,
Just,
I mean, I just
hmm
understand I will always be majority. I'm not willing to
yeah.
like be
hmm
a minority in my own business. That's ridiculous.
hmm
Like I'll walk away from it. I do not care how much they give me. If I can't have majority, I'll walk away from it
Right. hmm
because it's just not. I can't have nobody sitting up there trying to tell me or getting final say
Yeah.
over the vision. At the end of the
hmm
day, I'm like, don't talk to me about money. That's why we
Yeah.
have a middle person. Talk to them about money, and then they delicately tell me a
Yeah.
certain way that
hmm
do we need that many rhinestones? Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
do we need that many rhinestones? Like,
Yeah.
do we need that many flowers at the venue? Just that's why you got a middle person. They understand how to deliver the news without talking so many numbers.
Right.
Even though I can handle it, but I just want to be the creative director. I just want to design, So
Yes.
it's like
Yes.
I
Yeah.
just want to do that part. Even though I can do all that, I don't want to have to think about it 24/7. I don't want that stress and that brunt of it to always be on me. That's why you have a middle person where they understand,
hmm
so they can just kind of take it on, let me work. They can
Yeah.
kind of figure out, and if they need to talk to me about it, then they can
hmm
come to me about it. Like, well,
But
but I will
but now
have
that you
majority.
know what you know, you're like you said, you're always going to be designing more efficiently, effectively for the bottom line because now you know too much. You can't go back,
Yeah,
right, from
yeah,
what you know. So
yeah,
there that's already going to be something that, a
yeah.
VC is going to be interested in is okay, like you speak my language as a business
Yeah,
person first.
no, exactly. Because
Mm-hmm.
they understand. I feel like even when I won the OnlyFans design competition thing that I had did, I feel like that's why I won
Mm.
because it wasn't just me like talking about the inspiration and the design and the creativity of it all. Like when they were like, what are you going to do with the $50,000? Like I had like
Right.
a
Yeah.
plan. Like
Mm-hmm.
it's just like they understood like what I would do with it and not just like I don't know, just blah blah a bunch of like empty inspirational woo shit. Like, it's
Mm-hmm.
just like which that's great too. Love that. But it's like you do have to have like you have to have a plan. Like you do have
Yeah.
to have a plan. And as you like the longer you do this, you start to realize like you do have to have a plan. Like
Mm-hmm.
for sure, for sure.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about this. Are you considering this more, I guess what you're coming up with, are you considering it more of a line extension or like how are you sort of segmenting this new evolution that you're about to share with the world?
Oh no, I mean the past 4.5 years, I definitely haven't just been sitting on my hands, that's for
Mm-hmm.
sure. So it's definitely just been more getting my ready to wear more together.
Mm-hmm.
As far as like that part, as far as like my runway collections, that kind of comes easy to me. So
Mm-hmm.
I've there's like one collection I pretty much almost have finished. In a sense, I mean I have like half of it done. It's like 33 looks out of 60. So
Mm-hmm.
that's like the big collection. Like, and I have pretty much like four runway collections already like kind of in the queue as far as like that goes. And then like ready to wear stuff. That one is the one that's like obviously it'll be inspired from the runway stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them are like capsule like ideas, and then it's like I'll have like a merch side as well. So that's why I say there's so many different collections that I even have like some swim stuff I'm going to work on like soon. So
Did you
there's
say
always
some
going to
swim
be
stuff?
Yeah, I've done
I
swim
can see.
already.
Yeah, I can be there. I could get there
Yeah,
with some
yeah,
split the
and I've
second
done.
swim.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I did swim once already before, and it did
Hmm.
really good. Like the first
Hmm.
time I ever did it, which was I want to say around COVID. Actually, it was around the COVID time.
Hmm.
Yeah, because when I had first did swim, so I'm do something similar to what I did, but it'll be just like different fabrics, different. Because I feel like now I have like a aesthetic in that genre.
Hmm.
So I'll be doing something soon. I'll probably do that'll be something I'll probably do first, just because it's about to be summertime.
Yeah.
And then like I'm kind of easing back out there again. So it'll be like that. I'm looking at like getting into like my first real store situation. It'll be a small capsule of
Nice.
pieces,
Yeah.
nothing too
Mhm.
crazy yet. But it will only be exclusively sold there, like in Dallas, so it will be here.
Yeah.
And I'll do something for it. So it's like appetizers to get people ready for the main course,
Hmm.
basically.
I
So
love
there is
that.
a
Yeah.
process,
Hmm.
for sure. It's that build out, that
Yeah.
crescendo, I'll say.
Mhm. Yeah. So yeah, because I think just even attending your shows and everything, it's a full experience. And
Yeah.
I was going to talk about, or I guess ask you about, how you've always merged music with,
Oh yeah.
what you're doing. Like how does that influence you, as you're creating?
Oh, like I don't even I how do I say? I'm almost glitched out right there. Eh, eh, eh. Um, always usually is the start music or the environment and where I will have the show
Mm-hmm.
usually are the start catalyst of like what I'll create because it's never really like fashion usually isn't like the first inspiration of anything for me for the
Right.
most part.
Yeah.
It's like I need to understand like the energy.
Yes.
And I
Yeah.
feel like music does that.
Mm-hmm.
Like music does that for me as
Yeah.
far as like understanding like the energy, then like the environment and where the music will exist in, and
Mm-hmm.
then understanding the fashion that exists in the environment. So
I
I feel
love
like
that.
that's
Yes.
always been my, I guess, like creative process in that
You're
way.
almost producing a music video in your head and
Oh,
putting
trust
that
me,
out.
there's so much, and like I said, there's so many ideas, there's so many things. Because even like the last
Mhm.
collection I had did, that was the first time I actually like co-produced like like my tracks like in a studio with the producer,
Okay. Yeah.
like from like scratch,
Mm.
So and I have one of them like on like the streaming, like you can stream it actually. Like one of them, the rest of them I actually haven't put up there, which I said I plan on doing like over time. So it's like to me they're still not stale. It's just again it's a process.
That
So
is amazing. Yeah. It's like
so yeah.
it's a lifestyle, it's an experience.
No, it is. It
It's a
is. And I feel like
the
that's
full thing.
that's a
Yeah.
whole world.
Whole
And I feel
world.
like that's
Yeah.
when you have a brand, like that's how it
Hmm.
should be.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like that's how it should be. It should be like a whole world that you immerse everyone in to
Hmm.
be a part of. Like, so that's always gonna be the point is that everybody from different walks of life are always welcome here, like for
Hmm.
sure.
So how do you feel about just retrospectives versus, sort of, just continuously moving forward?
Hold on,
Like,
say that one more time.
so how do you feel about like having a retrospective,
Hmm.
where you're, really appreciating the work that you've done in the past versus, just continuously moving forward? Like, how do
I
you think
really,
about your
I
past
really try
work?
not to look back in
Yeah.
the past. I'm like, because I'm so ready for what's to come.
Hmm.
I mean, I'm grateful for the past, for sure, because it got me to this point.
Yeah.
But I'm so looking forward to the future.
Mm.
Like, I don't think like people really don't understand. Like the like the just the vision is very big.
Yeah.
Oh, I think it froze a little bit. Oh, can you see me? Can you hear me?
Yeah. Hmm.
Oh, okay. Kind of froze a little bit. But yeah, I'm always like looking forward to it in the future. That's why I've been like trying to hit the ground running, just like trying to raise capital for this business because I want people to really see it
Mm-hmm.
in its full matureness of it all. Like
Yeah.
it's like I mean, there's so much I want to say, but there's so much I don't want to say at the same time because
Yes.
it's really it's really gonna be a whole like when you see it, you're gonna be like, this is what he was talking about.
Yeah.
This is what he was talking about. And it's gonna be like insane. And even like the next show will be even the next show as big as I plan to make it. It's still gonna be almost like a again like a proof of concept just for like the investors in a way
Mm-hmm.
on a micro level on a micro level just to kind of like show them what I could do in a macro way, you
Mm-hmm.
know. So it's because I mean the next show I could talk about because I kind of been talking about it throughout the years just a little bit. You know, it's like I do plan on like closing down Main Street in downtown Dallas to do it
Mm-hmm.
like in the middle of the street
Love
between
that.
Irving
Yes.
and Ackert, like right in front of
Mm-hmm.
the Eyeball in Traffic LA
Mm-hmm.
and 4510 and the Jewel Hotel.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
doing the show like right there on that block, like in the middle of the
Yes.
street. Like I already have like renderings of it and everything that I actually did like 3 years ago, I think.
Mm-hmm. I love that. That would be
So
iconic. That would be something
exactly, because
that would
nobody's
just,
done that.
yeah. Yeah.
Like nobody's done that, or like, yeah, nobody's done it. I'm
Mm-hmm.
about to say there's only probably like one or two people that I know like can actually pull that off, but it's like nobody's like done it.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. Especially
yeah,
a busy a
and
busy street
that's the
like that.
busiest. Yeah, that's the busiest street, and that's a Headington Street too. At
Mm.
that, so that's like a whole
Mm.
nother thing,
Yes.
you know. So
Okay. Yes,
yeah.
make those connections.
Oh no, you know we locked in.
Yes, the
Oh yeah.
Haddington Street.
Oh
Yes.
yeah. Oh yeah. You know that's they block, so I know
Hmm.
what it is.
I love that.
So
Well,
yeah.
we are so excited to, kind of see you, you know, make your way back in whatever form, fashion that you,
Yeah.
are planning. And of course, Forward Fashion Group is, here to support any way that we can, share
Yeah.
what you're doing. And yeah, I just can't wait to see it
No,
and
absolutely. I
wear
know.
it.
Me too. I know it's gonna be good. I'm excited. I'm excited for it. Like for everybody just to like see and understand that like these 4.5 years I haven't just been sitting on my ass. Like I really
Yeah.
been
Oh, we know.
getting it together. I just been kind of doing it like in silence. So
Mm,
but it's like or people just kind of been seeing like maybe like little breadcrumbs I kind of been dropping
hmm
like here and there. But
hmm
it's gonna be a sight to see, and I'm excited to really. I'm just ready. I've been overly ready
I know.
to get it out. But obviously, the bigger these visions get, the more expensive they get. That's another thing.
Hmm
So
Yeah.
it's just like raising money, getting sponsors. It's a lot.
Yes.
A
Well,
lot.
yeah, well, it's just having this conversation and seeing, the difference in what we were chatting about in 2014
Yeah.
versus now is like is what people need to see,
Yeah.
in a maturing or mature brand,
Yeah. No, for
because you
sure.
you have your aesthetic because there's so many, good ideas out there. You
Yeah.
have your aesthetic, you have your brand, you have a vision. So
Yeah.
now, like, how do we execute it in a way that it will like survive long term,
Yeah.
you know?
No, absolutely.
So,
I know. I know. I was like, I like to think because that's why I say the spirit of McQueen is lives in me for real.
mm,
Like I said, like I'm so like grateful that I got to meet him when I was like younger. Not
hmm
again, even at that time I didn't know I was gonna be a designer, but like his like sneaking into his show
mm,
and then watching his show, like that always stuck with me. Like the way
hmm
and then like after that, like just keeping up with his journey,
yes, the
like the
journey.
way
Hmm
he kind of had that like shock value in the beginning
hmm
and he really carried people throughout through his
Yeah.
whole vision,
Mhm.
the whole journey, and then you saw how like it matured like over time.
Yes.
And I kind of feel like mine is like very similar to like
hmm
that. It parallels like in that way a little bit for sure. So
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, I'm
It's
excited.
beautiful to see. It's beautiful
Yeah,
to see.
and
So,
it's not easy, but it's
yeah.
worth it.
Good, good. All right. Well, thank you so much for taking time to talk to the people.
Nah,
And
absolutely.
yeah, we'll be sharing this, with the forward community, and then feel free to share this wherever you would like to
Nah,
share it as well. So,
absolutely, absolutely. I definitely will. And I appreciate you all for thinking of me and knowing that your boy is still here. We still working,
yeah,
so we're gonna be getting back to the people very soon, I promise.
yes. All right. Well, thank you, and have a good night.
All right, you too.
Bye.
All right, bye bye.